Welcome, world, to Life, Love, and Wellness Global, a worldwide wellness movement. I am Reverend Sandy Rogers, and as the creator of this historic event, it is my pleasure to welcome you. We come together to bring you this historic event. We have practitioners, holistic practitioners. We have medical doctors, we have spiritual individuals. This event is so lovingly dedicated to my mother, Mrs. Barbara Dean Brown. And my mother taught me like 40 plus years ago about the importance and the meaning behind herbs. And she would always say, we don't know what they putting in those pills, so you better not, get hooked on prescription drugs. And so we listened to Mom, but not all of us paid attention. My sister, bless her heart, was diagnosed recently thereafter with asthma, and she was prescribed prednisone, which is a very powerful steroid. And my sister actually got hooked on steroids, like someone out on the street kind of hooked, like on heroin or crack or something like that. And so my mom and my sister are both on the other side, living in the other dimension, but they're upholding me, and this is dedicated to their memory. So we don't want to come and make you change your mind about what you're doing. We just want to provide information to you, something different, so that you have options to choose from, so that you're not stuck. Because the environment that we now live in, the fast foods, the toxins in the air that we breathe and in the water that we drink, and the processed foods, and all of that is causing havoc on this precious body temple. So God created our bodies to heal themselves, but they can only heal themselves when they're fed and they're nourished and they're stress-free. And so the 60 or so or more experts that we have are bringing you this worldwide wellness movement in an attempt to share their testimonies and their information with you. So we have from age 14 on up. I don't even know what the oldest age is. I think 88 or something. So you see, that's a wide range of knowledge that we're bringing you. And so we hope that you come and that you get all the knowledge that you need to affect a positive change on your life, and share this with others. It's free, it's online, and so we're just so thankful that you decided to be a part of our listening community, the viewing community, and we certainly appreciate you for giving us your time of day and your energy and your efforts to being with us and to being a part of this historic event. We have pulled together people of color for you, by you, right? So we want to make sure that you understand that we too, melanated people with color, can enjoy, practice, and participate in some of these modalities that others have been doing for centuries, and that is pretty new to our community. So we talk about Qigong, we talk about meditation, yoga, spiritual work from a different perspective than religion. So we talk about the spirituality aspect. We talk about abuse in the families. We talk about all kinds of subjects because we know that in our communities there are layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that we never talk about that's causing a negative effect on our bodies and its healing process. So we address it, whatever it is, and we hope that you will benefit from the many experts that we have, and that you walk away with lots of knowledge and lots of new information, and that you become fully empowered to share information with others. So thank you for being with us. We love you and we bless you, and we look forward to doing this again. But thanks for being here with the first one. We appreciate you.
Life, love, and wellness. Life, love, and wellness.
I'm a little distracted because I have Mr. Tony Hill working on my feet. So we have Tony Hill that is giving me a Thai foot massage.
With hot stones.
With hot stones, no less. So Tony is going to be working lovingly on my feet as he gives us his interview. So Mr. Hill, anytime you're ready.
Okay.
Would you introduce yourself, and from there let it roll.
Well, my name is Tony Hill, and I'm a massage therapist. Do Thai massage and Swedish deep tissue massage, and more so Thai massage during the last couple of years or something. I just kind of got drawn to. I'm a yoga instructor. I teach yoga, different types, hot yoga, deep tissue, yin type of yoga. So that's pretty much. And I've been a massage therapist since '94. Almost 20 plus years.
Right. And you're a veteran?
I'm a veteran. Yep. Military. I was going to massage school when I was working for the government in DC. So I was kind of doing, working for the government in a stressful job, and the massage just kind of helped me to balance out to, stay focused, because it was a very stressful type, work. So, and I always say to myself, one day I want to be able to just do massage and yoga and enjoy life, and that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I retired from the federal government, so that kind of helps with paying the budget and the bills and things like that. So.
And that was from the stress that you were working under. Okay.
Yeah. I knew I wanted to go back to school to do something, but I knew I didn't want to sit at a desk and shuffle paper the way I was. And one day I went to a friend of mine who's a massage therapist. He did a demonstration. I didn't know him at the time. And I went to the demonstration. I was like, that's what I want to do. Because I know in my background in terms of sports and athletics and things like that, that would be right down my line. So I applied to the school like the next week and got accepted. But I didn't realize it was more challenging than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot more to it than just giving massages. It's learning to deal with people's energy, then learning that some people don't like to be touched. There's a lot of stuff that come up when you touch people. So.
But a person would come for a massage and don't want to be touched?
Well, not be touched, but they would feel not being able to relax, to let go, to completely, let go. So, yeah. And so I moved to Charlotte in 2006, and it was either again Charlotte or Atlanta. And I moved here, and it was a big change, social life of living in DC. My church family and stuff like that, people I had known. But it was the first couple of years I didn't like it, but now I really love it. I was back in DC last weekend, and the pace and all that, I was like so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. I can come home to Charlotte and, drive up in my driveway and have that peace of mind. So and I've been here for 12 years now. But this is where I really kind of started my yoga training and teaching yoga, because I've always been practicing yoga, I just never taught.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right, I've been practicing for about 20 years. But one of my yoga teachers said, well, you should go and do the training. Okay. Because I really don't like being in front of people, and being the center of attention, so I didn't think I'd do a good job, but it turns out I've been teaching for like 8 years now, and I enjoy it. It's helped me to come out of my shell.
Okay.
In terms of. Yeah, so.
So you combine yoga, massage therapy, and you're teaching both of them.
I'm teaching yoga.
Yoga, okay. Okay.
I've done some Thai yoga bodywork workshops where I teach people how to give each other Thai massages.
Okay.
So I've taught that, but I'm not teaching the Thai massage or the massage right now. I did teach massage therapy back in when I lived in DC.
So what are the benefits?
Wow. So many benefits. The skin, our respiratory systems, our circulatory systems, all the systems in our body are affected by massage. Our breathing, our urinary, like for example, our digestive system and our urinary systems come into effect and become active when we're relaxed, right? We go through our day stressed and all that shuts down. That's why we get ulcers and things like that. So when you get a massage and you relax, your digestive system start to function the way it should, normally. So you hear people, have, stomach gurgling and things like that. That's just a part of the relaxation process.
Wow. So you teach people how to relax.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about, because a lot of people come to yoga in a yoga class, and someone might want to get in shape, lose some weight and things like that, but eventually they come back because they like the way they feel mentally, right? They like that stress management, being able to cope with life. So I try to focus more on making people feel relaxed. Breath work is a big part of it. It helps to slow the heart rate down, helps you get into that relaxation state. And that's when your body's functioning at that peak level. But we spend most of our day stressed, and whether we are conscious of it or not. And things just over time start to build up. And so yoga just helps you to manage that stress.
Do people realize that they're stressed when they come in? Because don't we operate sometime at such a high level of stress constantly that we never know that we need to?
Yeah. But if you got somebody that's coming regularly for massage, they learn to know when they get stressed. That's why they come back. Certain things happen, and maybe the way they act, they might snap, might have a certain ache in their body. So most people that come on a regular basis know when, okay, it's time to, take care of myself, some self-care. So,
but what about people that don't know?
Right. And that's where people end up turning to, alcohol, drugs, pills to help them sleep. They deal with it in an artificial way. It's funny because in Thailand, right, they got massage studios, all of them down the street. I mean, it's like 3 on one block. And so one night I was coming home it was like 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I hadn't had my daily foot massage. So I walked down the street to the locals, and all of them were packed. There was no place. I was mad. I ended up having to walk way around the corner. But that's how, 11 o'clock at night, that's what they're doing.
They understand.
And it's like a row, it's like this, of chairs, and massage therapists, and people snoring or whatever, But you feel so good afterwards. You sleep better too, so.
So sleep is when the healing comes.
Yeah.
What are some of the other benefits of being relaxed?
Well, like I said, the heart rate slows down, so therefore lowers your blood pressure. Puts you in that relaxation. So lower the blood pressure. Yeah, I think your immune system gets stronger too because it kicks in. Circulation of energy flows through your body better when you're relaxed, as opposed to contracted. Then you're blocking the energy from flowing. Wow, there's so many things, mentally, spiritually, that you get from massage. And most people, it starts out physical, but again, once you get into it, you come back and you realize it's more about learning to manage your stress. And we all have it, Everybody has something going on in their life that you don't know about. So, I think this is just a good way for people to manage that. But yoga is a way of life, it's a lifestyle. It's not something you just
foot massage works, man.
And I was, when I was a kid, my mother, when she would get off work, she worked for a telephone company. And back then she was one of them operators, like the board and all that. And when she'd get home, like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, she said, go get some rubbing alcohol. And she'd lay on the sofa and she said, massage my ankle and feet. And I'd do it, and she'd be out, But she'd get her her rest.
Yeah.
And then she had to get up and cook dinner and all that stuff.
So your mom started you in your...
Yeah, I love doing foot massages.
Just like with our hands, all of our body organs are associated in our feet as well, right?
Yeah, that's reflexology. And then this we do some pressure points in certain areas. I'll talk about them when I get to them. Areas of the body. Cheat notes right here. Yeah, the feet are it's interesting because you have, I think it's 26 bones and 50-something ligaments in your feet, in one foot. So a lot of nerve endings. So, take care of our feet.
Thank your mom for me, please. So your real love is just helping people to learn how to relax.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll say I want people to feel, I can help people feel the way I feel. Not so much relax, but enjoy. I think that's one of the main goals of yoga is to come to a place of samadhi, and that's peace and joy beyond all, whatever's going on in your life. You may have just lost your spouse or, your child or something like that, but you still being able to have joy and peace in your life. And I think that's when you're like in the vortex. So now I'm going to introduce the stick here. This is a Thai stick. A lot of them.
Our feet hold us up all day long. It's time for us to do something nice to them.
That's right.
This right here is nice.
And I love getting foot massages too, so
I think we have a tendency to do more, women particularly, the pedicures than the foot massage, but man, that feels wonderful.
Why not get both? Get a foot massage and a pedicure.
Right.
Now here's where we get into you were talking about the certain points on the body. So this would be the head. And all along the top of the toes would be the head. Right. And then coming down here, this would be the eyes and the ears. Is this pressure okay? Coming down to the shoulder. This is the diaphragm. liver is on both sides, even though it's on only one side of our body, but in this you do palpate both sides. So as you get down to the heel area, you're coming into the lower part of the person's body. These are the legs. Like this is your waistline. That little knot, everything across and down is your, your lower body. And this would be considered your spine. You know how the spine is shaped? This would be the head, this is the neck, shoulders, waist, down to the not a lot of people of color.
So what would be your message to people of color?
Well, I would say, try it out, check it out. I definitely think we need more, in our life, in our, like I said, in our community. But I think sometimes people would think that this is not something that we can afford, or it's just not for us. But all of us need to learn to manage our stress.
Tony, you were talking about touch in our culture, and that it may be one of the reasons why we avoid taking care of ourselves and, with massage or other modalities like that.
Right. Yeah, when I first started massage school back in '92, I went in thinking, all I gotta do is do massage and all that stuff. But I learned that there's a lot more to it, and I learned that in our culture, touch is something that touch is conditional touch. In other words, your, sex, or if it's violent, but we don't do any unconditional touch or any type of holding or anything like that. I remember my parents, my mother and father, I never saw them like sit down and hold hands, watch TV and things like that. They were, a husband and wife, but they still didn't touch each other. So I grew up in a family where I didn't experience that. And I think that's one of the things that drew me into doing massage. But yeah, so we don't do a lot of unconditional touch. It's all based on what, you have to give something up for it. And so therefore we haven't learned to receive it, right? And I think that's why a lot of people, and it's documented and proven that infants, when they, after they're born, when they stay close to the mother and they get massaged, they end up having better personalities as they get older and not as stressed. So I just think that and then we live in one of the most violent cultures in the world. You got more people incarcerated, and a lot of people just never learn to have that unconditional touch. It's always expected. It's either sexual or it's violent, or it's not, anything that we feel comfortable with, because we feel like, and I think it's the hardest part is receiving, being able to receive that touch without expecting something. You got to give something up for it, so
Because of the abuse.
Yeah, and so it's a cultural thing. You go to most other countries, you see people walking down the street holding hands and, touching each other, and it's not anything sexual, it's just that they, they're friends and they want to show their love for each other, their friendship through touch. So unfortunately, I remember when I was in massage school, I was living in DC, and I lived in a pretty rough area, drugs and all that, and this massage school was up in Northwest DC, a predominantly white neighborhood, very, upper class. And I remember after coming from work, going to massage school, and being around in that environment where people were just touching and open and happy and peaceful. And then I come home to my neighborhood and you hear a mother cussing her 5-year-old child out, "Get your ass in the house," that kind of stuff. I'm like, just imagine what that child is, having to experience this, this violent, and how damaging that is for them as they get older. So Yeah, it's unfortunate that's, our culture, we don't do a lot of that kind of touch, except for we're a baby, rocking the baby, cradling and holding and touching because you really care, but you're not expecting anything from that baby, but you're giving, you know what I'm saying? So giving without expecting to get something back.
So what would be your message?
I would say it has to be a cultural change, I guess, but people need to, getting massage and learning to overcome those barriers and overcome that fear of not being touched. Try to work it out that way. Taking care of yourself, honoring yourself, pampering yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve, you shouldn't have to want to get a massage because it's your birthday or whatever. It should be something you use to prevent you from getting sick or a major health problem down the road. So I think it's changing. The West is changing slowly. The East has already been there thousands of years ago. West is changing slowly, but it's still got a long ways to go.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Hill, for
You're
this
welcome.
interview and for
Your
the
foot
Thai
massage.
foot massage. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for allowing me to give you
Oh,